Hey, what's up everyone? Back with another video. This is going to be a very interesting one and a topic that not many people talk about. GMC titles, right? So how 3 words double conversion rate and ROAS on a PMAX campaign. So we split tested this, and as you can see, the results are crazy, right? So this was our regular control PMAX campaign. This was a non-branded title test. And as you can see, in around a 7-day time frame, conversion rate was double, right? As you can see, conversion rate here for the original and then for the test. And then the ROAS was almost pretty much double as well. And what was done? Literally, we just added in non-branded titles, right? We just tested titles, nothing else. That was the only variable that was adjusted. And look, this is something I talk about a lot on X. I feel like people still don't even listen to me when I talk about it, but like this is actually living proof that this is very powerful and it works, right? So this is going to be a breakdown going into this, and how you and why you should implement it into your Google Ad account ASAP. And again, we can do this done for you as well, right? So why do titles run the account, right? This is going to be very important. Let's start off with some fundamental principles that you need to understand. So first things first, Google matches on the title. I did not mean to do that. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, cool. So Google matches on the title, right? So shopping ads, PMAX, standard shopping, right? So, GMC really comes down to Google shopping, right? And the first few keywords is going to ultimately dictate, your targeting. That's going to be very important. And this is why I see people make the mistake of leading their titles with their brand name. You don't want to do this unless you're a massive, well-known brand like Nike or Adidas or some shit like that, right? But what you want to do is lead with non-branded terms that are already converting ideally. If not, you can do a bunch of research. I'm going to break down everything, right? The second thing is, like I just broke down, the first 3 words carry the most weight, right? Google indexes the front of the title the hardest, right? And then also, most people buy on mobile. You can, buyers, they only see the first 4 words on their mobile devices. So that's why you need to capture the eye. So it works 2 ways, from the buyer's perspective, but then also from the algorithm's perspective, right? And just breaking it down even more, people don't see past 4 words. So Google indexes the first 3 the hardest, right? Very, very important that you guys understand that. And hopefully this will allow you to stop starting your titles with your brand name. I don't know why people still do that. Let me zoom out real quick. So a 3-step process, right? A simple, effective 3-step process. And this is exactly what we've done, by the way, to achieve the results that we had. And we do this like countless times for many campaigns, many clients, right? So what you want to do now, again, this depends on if you're already running Google ads. If not, then, you have to do some keyword research and whatnot. But if you're already running Google ads and you have conversions, what you want to do, pull the search terms report, right? Download the search terms report for all time, right? Into a CSV file. Right? And then what you want to do is exclude all the branded phrases. Now with AI, it will make your life much easier. Just plug into ChatGPT or Claude and it can do it for you. And then what you want to do is you're left with every non-branded query that has triggered an impression. But also you're able to filter by different, metrics. So by conversions as well. And conversions is going to be the most important, right? So what you want to do is actually filter by conversions, right? And begin to understand which non-branded keywords is converting the most. Now this again depends on how many products you have. If you have one hero product, so for example with this client, it's just one hero product, so it makes our life much easier. But then if there's a bunch of different products, then you want to understand which keywords perform the best for which product, right? And it's rinse and repeat. And then what you want to do is simply rewrite the titles, right? First 3 words are non-branded based on this research you've done, based on this data mining that you've done. Very important that you do that, right? And first 3 words, make sure they're pure, non-branded, and it's also related to the product as well, right? Of course. And upload it to GMC. So there's a few advanced ways to do this. You can just simply go on GMC itself and just change the title. You can do it through SimProcess, the app, if you've linked it that way. There's also a more advanced strategy. I'm not going to break down too much, but you can actually duplicate your feed and basically have a second listing and have this title. So this is actually a really, really good way to scale. It's more advanced. I'll probably make a video on this, in the future, but I think it's a really good strategy. But this is more so for when you're scaling and you want to just dominate the auction of shopping. Now, to really, hone this in, I want to give you guys a few examples, right? Bad titles versus good titles. So this is a bad title. Release your brand name, Brand X Pro Series 3.0, black/stainless. Like, what does that even mean? If somebody's in the market searching for something They know what they're searching for. And, like some sort of kitchen appliance, right? And the title is Brand X Pro Series. Like, where's the ad relevance, right? Where's the match between what somebody's searching for and what you're presenting to them? What is a good title? Look at how amazing this is compared to this. Stovetop espresso maker for home, 6-cup Italian mocha pot, Brand X. So you can see the brand is at the end, what the product exactly is, what it's for, some features, some benefits, that sort of stuff, right? It's going to vary from product to product. Here's a second example, right? Pure Cow X400 60 capsules. Like, what does that even mean? Right? Like, you're just like making a fancy title to make your product, give it high perceived value. People don't care about that. And Google doesn't care about that. If you want to rank high, you need to match what somebody's searching for. Look at this title, magnesium bisglycinate for sleep, 400 milligram lab tested, Brand X. Very good title, right? And then you have one for footwear, an example for footwear. All Stride Edition Onyx, like again, BS. Great title here, running shoes for flat feet, cushion stability trainers, Brand X. Now this is an amazing title because it's exactly what the shoe is, what it's for, running, and then for flat feet. Cushioned as well, stability trainers, Brand X. And for example, this or any of the titles, like I said about the advanced strategy, you can actually duplicate the feed and now start targeting running shoes for another problem and another problem. And then maybe not focus on the cushioned USP, but maybe another USP. And that's how you start tapping into a bigger audience and just start scaling aggressively with Google Shopping, right? So there's many, just don't sleep on this and don't sleep on Google Shopping for sure. So, the title formula, the use case, the category, the customer type, features, specs, brand, right? You have around 150 characters. So, I typically like to use 120 to 150, but again, remember the first 3 words will be the most important, right? And you can just use these, so screenshot this or copy and paste it into when you're making new titles, you can use these as reference points. But again, the research part of it will be very important, right? So remember, what do the buyers see? Keep that in mind. What does Google read? Keep that in mind. I can't stress to you how important these two things. So there needs to be a good balance to what the person is seeing is relevant to what they're searching for, but then also Google understands that what a person is searching for, you're also presenting that product for them, right? That's the power of titles. And front load, every product, like I've said this many times in this video because I really want to hone it in. First 3 words, make sure they're non-branded and make sure they actually describe what the product is and potentially what somebody is searching for, right? So 5 title mistakes. First one is brand first titles. Just don't do that. Just simply put, just don't put your brand first, right? You're just killing, you're killing market share. Internal SKUs in title, X400 Pro Edition, no one cares about that. Google doesn't care about that. Add that in, there's more advanced things you can add in GMC. That's where this would go. But for the title, hell no. Using fewer than 100 characters. Just maximize the amount of characters you have, because even the ones that aren't seen from a mobile perspective, obviously you can click on it and see that full title, but on the back end, Google crawls everything. Everything is a data point. So it's very important that you just maximize it with good quality data. Ignoring the search term report. You don't want to do this. Your search term report is a gold mine. Do a lot of data analysis for this, and not just for titles, for everything, for descriptions, for launching new search campaigns, for PMAX campaigns. Just you build it as an ecosystem for leverage, right? That data there is powerful and it's valuable because you know exactly what's working, what's getting impressions, what's getting conversions, all that sort of stuff. Setting and forgetting. Our first title was printing, by the way, but when we split tested it, because we actually got way more data now and we've been scaling this account aggressively recently, we wanted to split test title even more. Never get complacent is the point here. Always test, right? Always test and always find ways to improve. And as you can see, just some breaking out the numbers a bit, just crazy results, right? Crazy results. And then 5 principles, right? First 3 words that are unbranded, always the data writes the title, search and report, use 120 to 150 characters, brand goes at the end, rerun the audit every quarter. If you're scaling aggressively every month, you can do the GMC duplication strategy as well. It will make it easier for you to be able to do this as well. But look, you want to get into a habit of doing this, right? So I've literally given you guys, this is literally what we're doing, right? I'm not charging for this, I'm literally giving it to you for free. So apply this information. It's literally working for us. And as you can see, let me just go over the screenshot one more time. And I talk a lot about Google Ads on X, so make sure you follow me there. I'm going to plug it in a sec. I broke this down as well on Twitter, breaking it down exactly what we've done, same as this video. Just look at the results, right? Crazy stuff. So if you want to see similar results to this, then I'm literally giving you guys the framework to do so, right? Don't sleep on Google Merchant Center in general, and don't sleep on GMT titles, right? So, make sure you implement this. And look, if you want a free Google Ads audit, I'm going to plug in, my link to book a call with me below. Definitely DM me on Twitter if you want any more source, and I'll catch you in the next video.